Good evening. My name is Tanya Amos, and I am doing journal article number 2 for Competency 2, which is advancing human rights and social, economic, and environmental justice. So, when looking at this, um, it actually that's what I do on a daily basis. I work in the field of addiction. And advancing human rights is something that we strive to do. Our clients run into numerous barriers and stigma related to addiction or alcoholism or being justice involved. So it's my job as a social worker and as a case manager or any role that I have in our facility to help them to get through those barriers. Um, Human beings deserve to have the same rights. It doesn't matter if you are a recovering addict. It doesn't matter if you are recovering from alcoholism. It doesn't matter if you have recently been released from prison and you have an extensive background. It doesn't matter if you have sex charges. Uh, you have basic human rights. And it is my job as a social worker to advocate for those on the micro, macro, and meso level. Um, Now it relates to my practicum, like I was talking about before. My clients, they've got so many barriers that they face. Housing is a huge barrier for them, especially if they have criminal charges. And it's my job to help them to find housing. It's my job to advocate for them. It's my job to go and talk to the landlord. It's my job to help them find felon friendly residences. Um, in my practicum, I do a lot of different things that works towards this competency, like I discussed before. I help them find housing. I help them with reliable transportation. I help advocate for them, especially at the community level. I am the secretary of the Central Kentucky Hardin County Reentry Coalition, and we advocate for those that are justice involved. We go to pre-releases at the detention centers and provide them with resources and services that they can utilize whenever they get released from jail. If they don't have a home placement, we help them to find a home placement. If they are in need of hygiene products, we help set them up with places that they're able to obtain those products. They need safe, sober housing. If they're looking for a program, we help to provide them with resources that they're able to utilize for that. We help them learn about what probation and parole offers to them if they're under supervision. Um, I'm also part of the overdose fatality review team here in Hardin County, where we review overdoses that's happened in the last 3 months. We do it every quarter. And we look for gaps in services. And I feel like that actually falls into this competency because if we are able to identify a gap in service, we're able to help advance human rights, the right to live, the right not to die from fentanyl poisoning or other drug overdoses. So my strengths in my agency, I feel like, is that I really am a people person. I'm very outgoing. I don't mind going up and asking them what their name is. I don't mind going up to somebody and asking, what can we do to help? Or finding a resource and talking with those people to find out what types of services that they offer and better help our clients to help them succeed. Um, During my work as a master's level social worker, I do find that my experiences have been challenged. Um, it's on a greater level, and I want to advance not only in my profession, but in my life as well. And that's part of what my challenge is with being a master's level social worker. It is challenging me to do a lot more self analysis. It's challenging me to look at any biases that I might have that I haven't worked on yet. It's challenging me to look at the community and see what gaps need to be filled, to see what services still need to be provided. I have received a lot of feedback from my supervisor concerning this one, this competency. Um, I discuss with her the work that we do with reentry as well as at my practicum. I contact her if I run into something that maybe I just don't quite understand, and she helps me to better understand what barrier I am facing, as well as the barriers that my clients might be facing, so that we can have a best outcome for that. I've received some good feedback from my field instructor concerning that, because I do ask questions and I do try and challenge my thoughts and feelings related to my progress. I feel like I've made a lot of progress. I feel like there's a whole lot more to be made. There is so much more that I need to learn. And in this field, everything constantly changes, especially in the addictions field. So I feel like that through different trainings, I've made more progress in my program. Um, Self care. I am still working on the self care piece. Actually, today I went with my family and we had a pretty decent time. I was able to utilize some time with some different types of essential oils and to take that time to really just focus on me. Even though I was with my family, I had that outside time where I was able to sit, have a sense of self, using the smells, using my senses, being able to smell the essential oils, being able to smell the incense in the air, being able to feel the peace of being surrounded by nature. And that did help me with self care. I have struggled with that as I have a very high stress job, as well as going to school and a full time family. And I do see barriers to my self care. I find it very difficult to find time for self care, but I am working on it, and I am taking just a few minutes each day to just stop, breathe, and think. And to me, sometimes that's most of the self care I get through the day. But I do try to utilize family time as well. I know that some people say family time with self care isn't really self care, but to me, having my family around brings me peace. Um, my plan probably will change throughout the semester as my self care develops and as stressors get added. Like I said, I have a very high stressful position in my employment, and I have a lot of clients that are counting on me, and I have a lot of tasks that need to be done. So, I would say for a self care emergency, I do have some fidget like balls, stress balls on my desk, and I do utilize those. And I try and shut my door for at least about 5 minutes each day. And that is my plan for emergence, like self care emergencies. It's just take that few minutes just um, so also in my placement, we do stress advancement of human rights. Those are some of the practices that I see at my agency. We have a lot of staff members that will actively advocate for clients in treatment team meetings or in the community, or if they feel that maybe a policy or a procedure isn't working and it needs to be changed. They also look at a person's um, different abilities. I don't want to say disabilities because we call them different abilities in my employment, because everybody has some type of ability. It doesn't matter how um, disabled they may be by their symptoms and their mental symptoms, or substance use symptoms, or physical disabilities. But we like to call them different abilities because everybody has some type of strength, and we like to build on that. Okay, so well, I think I've covered everything. I hope I've covered everything, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.